those of you who live in Israel and Europe, there's been a time change. So either, so you have to really check on that because both in Israel and Europe, the time is different than it was, say, a week ago. And on the 12th of November, there's going to be a time change here. And I frankly don't understand what happens, but it all just seems to ultimately work itself out. There will be a time change here. Either the clock's going to go forward or back, or I don't know, something. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. It's Paula.
Yes, Paula?
Um, I felt like a huge shaking in my body, like a huge like release, like something huge was moved and a big flash of energy. Could you talk about how this practice, like the energy
Well,
of
yes, I can, because look, there's like walls of tension that surround chakras, especially in the heart chakra, where there's so many walls of, you know, tension that, surround it. And when the energy moves through that chakra, it literally will, it's almost like an explosion can take place inside you, breaking down those walls. Body will shake, the head will swivel, things like that will happen. But what's really going on is the essential and necessary breaking down of all of these walls of protection inside us that we think provide security, and all they do is conceptualize our inner life. They keep us from ever truly moving forward in life. And a big part of this meditation is the movement of Shakti, or the biggest part is the movement of Shakti through your system. Purpose of that movement is to open these chakras that have been, literally, surrounded by walls of tension for maybe lifetimes. And often, it can be very painful. It can be, like an explosion takes place inside you. But it's nothing to concern yourself about because it's necessary to finally break down those walls of protection. It's like the walls of Jericho in the Bible, the walls came tumbling down. I mean, it's, we can go into the promised land, which is really an open heart.
that's what I was praying for. And it felt really good after. It felt like relief, huge relief.
I wish you'd come to more classes because this is what's going to happen if this energy works on you of these meditation classes. And it's all about that. I learned that from my teacher, Rudy. I saw what he used to go through. He was so much more highly developed than me. And I'd watch him undergo the same kind of explosions inside himself, transformations inside himself. And it taught me, you know, that my job is to not resist that, not to be afraid of that, to allow the energy of God, the energy of spirit to truly transform me as a human being, not to know better inside myself than this higher force of energy. And when that works through you, there's all kinds of physical, mental, all kinds of reactions take place. And it's all about surrender, letting go, which has got to be the single most difficult thing for any human being to do, to just let go. Let go of the image they have of themselves. let go of years of false security they built around themselves. Letting go. Giving birth, the pain of giving birth, my God, and what you're doing is giving birth to yourself. And it's very important to finally arrive at a place where we accept this. The path to enlightenment is full of many encumbrances, many. And our job is to master all of this stuff, transform it into love, transform it into compassion, into joy, into happiness, into the highest levels of what it means to be human. I mean, if people would just do that in the Middle East instead of fighting with each other, the whole energy would be different. Transforming all that anger, that revenge, into love. Okay, what's a better way to live? Fighting or, being open. Now, look, I know that's not going to happen. There are too many people. But hypothetically speaking, it would be wonderful if people would just do that. What works? Love works. Revenge doesn't work. But Gandhi said, an eye for an eye, the whole world will go blind.
The word that came to me when you were saying that was alchemy, like all that negativity just alchemized into the same force of it, alchemized to love.
Alchemy is a big part of this meditation process, transformation of garbage into gold. It's a big part of this meditation. Tension into openness, love, garbage into gold. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Now, this is not easy, but I'll repeat it for the 1,000th time. The only person that anybody is up against is themselves. Master your inner chaos, master your inner life, and the whole world begins to change, that you see a different world. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Yeah, I have a question. I've been writing all of these short essays, posting them on my website, and some of them are really pretty extraordinary. I do say so myself. I mean, they're pretty interesting, they're good, they're powerful, and I was thinking that I would like to find maybe some magazines that would like to publish, not the whole book, but individual ones. And I'm not really up on New Age, spiritual, Hindu, Buddhist magazine. But if anybody knows magazines like that, I'm really open to you telling me. Let me know, send me an email with lists of magazines that publish that kind of. And there used to be like the East West Journal years ago, and it would publish that kind of stuff. And I would submit them and see, maybe we can start getting them out there into the world. So if you know of any magazines like that, I'm very open to getting emails with number, as many as you know about, and then following up and sending out these short essays, and maybe somebody will publish them. Somebody, 1,000 miles away from me will read it, and it could help their life, do something to help their life. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no questions, God bless you all. As I always tell you, you all are my teacher. Your presence here is like a miracle in my life that God sends that I can use to grow spiritually and develop closeness with higher energy. So thank you. God bless you all. And everybody in Israel, please stay safe, and have all my prayers, wishes. And people are first turning up for class. It's an hour later. Okay, then God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Just want to tell Paul that he's got to fix his clock. But okay.